So what's next for you?
I'm like pitching myself for the Britney biopic.
That in the works right now?
They're creating it. So I've been pitching myself. I've literally been covering her since I was young. She's Southern. I'm from Texas. She has daddy issues. I have daddy issues.
Hey you, welcome back to #LikeItOrNot. We're here with another dose of fashion, culture, and of course, social media. Because like it or not, it's here to stay. I'm Iambriannakay.
And I'm K-Easy. And of course, you know, as we celebrate industry trailblazers, people who are bold, authentic in themselves, and our guest today is nothing short of that.
Oh my God.
So please welcome on Tori K.
Can y'all introduce me for every show? I really love that. Even if it's just recorded, like I stick it into the mic backstage and then I run on.
Just like maybe your ringtone or something.
Yeah, or like my alarm in the morning. That'd be great. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, we gotta say, like, she's a multi-talented artist who's been serving looks and keeping us entertained for years. She just dropped a brand new EP that's packed with bangers like WNW, In the Rainbow, and of course, That's My Bad. And you've probably seen her on the billboard for American Horror Stories. But she's also signed to Sony. She's not just an entertainer. She's actually out here empowering people and breaking barriers.
Oh my God, Slay. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course.
I'm like stunned by this setup. It's so cute. I love it.
We're going to dive deep into your journey.
Yes.
Trust me. First, we just want to kick off a little game we like to play here.
Okay.
It's called
Like
#LikeItOrNot.
Slay. I feel like I'm on stage for a pageant. You know those like on stage
those
questions? Like I'm like sweating bullets. Ooh, AI generated music. Okay. I had to think about this. I think I'm gonna #like it. Okay. So it's like a half like.
You like it as like a thought starter.
I'm like here.
Yeah.
Like someone doing an AI of your voice and making a song with that.
I wouldn't mind it.
Really? If you logged on like online tomorrow and then someone Tori K song and you were like, I didn't write this. Like,
Okay,
It's crazy. Let's say it's crazy.
yeah. But people think it's you. Like,
I think if they're claiming it's me, that's where I draw the line, obviously. But I'm also so curious. Like I can't help, as a Gen Z girly, I can't help but be curious about it. Yeah. But just like social media, I feel like now growing up with it and experiencing it so much, it has its harms and it has its benefits. Yeah. So I feel the same way about AI where I'm like, I don't even know what the benefits could be. Like the opportunities are kind of endless, but that also scares me that somebody could just post it and be like, look, this is your new song.
Yeah. And you just
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's definitely there needs to be rules there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely
And
some
guidelines.
regulations.
Yeah.
But I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I think it could be really interesting, especially with like creator writer's block. It could be interesting to like spark some creativity. I don't know. Songwriters don't hate. Ooh, situationships. Okay. These suck. I've been in so many. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to not like it.
That's correct
That's what we thought.
But I'm like, but technically I did just write a song about it. W&W is technically about like hitting your situationship up or like your sneaky
Well,
link.
it's fun when you're on like the fun end.
Yeah.
Like
I
if you're
think
in
if it's
control
something
of it.
if you're not looking for something serious and it's just like fun, then slay. That's literally what W&W is about.
Yeah.
Is like just like hitting someone up, having a fun time. But I think sometimes when you're misleading somebody else, which has happened to me before, no, don't do it. You
hard
suck.
no. Hard no.
Bad vibes.
Yeah, you could be a heartbreaker. Okay. All right, next one.
Probably do like a few more.
These are really making me nervous. Am I doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been amazing.
Ooh, cancel culture. See, y'all have me out here confused. Okay. Because I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with not because I think sometimes we take it too far. And a big thing about humanity and being humans is that we have to be forgiving. And I think sometimes cancel culture goes a little too far to where it's like, okay, let's have a little bit of forgiveness. And I also think it can go too far to where even when people apologize genuinely and then show growth and like actually hear the feedback, learn from it. I think that's something that's like part of the human experience. And I think that's like, I feel like I've seen too many situations of cancel culture to where it isn't lifted off of them. And it's like they're stuck with that like cancel thing for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it's over.
Even when they do recover themselves and like continue to apologize, like that just is like a crap feeling. Like I would hate to feel that way. But I do also love cancel culture because I think one thing about like the younger generation is the fact that we stand up for ourselves and we stand up for things that we believe in.
We're not
So if someone's wrong, we call them out on it and we make sure that they actually correct themselves properly. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I think we could be a little bit forgiving, but I'm also here for it.
Okay.
Because I think it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
So you hashtag like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that
Well, hold it up.
technically that technically be a hashtag like it?
I think you like it.
It sounds like you're more on
You hashtag
the
cancel
receiving
culture.
end of it.
Okay.
But of
how do
course,
y'all feel?
there's nuances. You know?
Okay.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, I do like the idea of holding, people accountable. But at the same time, like, we're all human. And
Right.
who are we to, like, berate somebody for life?
Forever.
If y'all went through if someone put a movie up of my life, I'm sure I would have been canceled 10 times over. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
who are we to nitpick and, like, judge someone just based off of what we see and, such a limited perspective? I think people forget, like, we're not seeing the whole picture on there.
Yeah.
I'm or not on cancel
Yeah,
culture.
I
Like,
just
honestly,
think we need to be a little bit more forgiving.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on
Yeah.
the forgiving side for sure.
Okay. Okay, then I'm not off. Okay, good. Yay. All right, do we want to do
There
one
is
more?
no
Yeah,
wrong
we'll do like two
answer.
more.
Okay, I feel
Yeah.
like there is wrong
No, there's
answers.
really not, yeah.
I'm like, speaking of
You'd
cancel
be
culture,
surprised,
I'm
yeah.
terrified we're gonna get canceled with this answer.
No.
Okay, last one or just another one. K-pop. Okay, I like it. I like it. I love it.
What's your
I love
favorite
K-pop.
song right now?
Oh, what's
your favorite band?
I'm trying to think. Is it technically K-pop? It's that one new girl group that's so hot right now.
Oh, Cat's Eye.
Yes, Cat's Eye.
Yes.
They're technically K-pop, right?
However,
okay.
they're like international, and it was founded in Los Angeles. So
Okay. But I'm like, technically, it has like a K-pop energy for
Yes.
sure. So
Yes.
I feel like that's why I got the energy, and I was like, I don't know. But I also love Blackpink. I think like K-pop, I'm really big into like early 2000s pop icons like Britney Spears. And I think K-pop also is like big nowadays with huge productions. Like I love the fashion, number one. The music videos are insane. They're probably the best music videos nowadays like ever. And especially I feel like they do such a good job of bringing like quality content, quality music. It's just a whole production. I mean, even like the actual dancing on stage, choreography, the like, I think like it just scratches like my performer brain so much. So I love K-pop. I love it. And I take so much inspiration from all the girl groups out there and guy groups, but like primarily the girl groups out there killing it.
do you guys ever go to like a Korean restaurant and they just like have the K-pop music videos?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like obsessed. Like I'm like not even eating my food because I'm so busy.
I like
watching.
KBBQ.
They're
yeah,
kind of
they go to a lot.
hypnotizing. It's
are.
really great.
You can't take your eyes
It makes
away
the
from
experience better too. Like,
I agree. Like sometimes
dinner and
I
a
don't
show.
even want to talk. It's just dinner and a show.
It's dinner and a concert for real.
Okay, we'll do our last one.
Okay. I want to pick a good one then. Okay, let's see what this one is. Oh. Reaching for your wallet on a date. Why did I just see a video about this? There's a girl in New York. I don't know if y'all have seen this. Y'all are from New York.
Yeah.
There's a girl in New York who does like TikToks where she takes two random strangers and she sits them at a
yes,
table.
yes,
Have you
yes,
seen
of
those?
course,
And then it's
yeah.
like she does a round of questions and then they can hold up the sign of whether or not they want to like continue the day. And the video I saw today on TikTok, I was taking a little work break. She asked the question like, who pays on a first date? And the guy immediately answered and was like, actually, like girls should never pay on the first
I
date.
never saw this one. I feel like,
Did
I mean,
you,
I mean, I'm sure
Tori?
they like have a bunch.
Keep
but yeah.
explaining it because I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah. She like he pretty much goes on to talk, like the girl hasn't even answered yet, and he goes on to talk about like a girl should never pay on the first date, especially if the guy asks or like
Yeah.
the other person asks.
Which is facts.
I'm to that opinion that like you should pay if you ask the person out on the date. And then the girl like I guess the girl who's doing the interview then was like, okay, but how do you feel about a girl like, cause it's kind of like a manners thing of like going and grabbing your wallet and like acting like you're gonna pay.
No, I'm not putting that.
Oh my God, that's
it's
so
just
crazy.
like we both know.
Yeah.
Right? And he was like, don't even do that. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a bad look actually. Like,
I agree.
to be
Yeah.
like,
Like, why
I feel
would
like
you
I
even be
used to,
willing?
like, it's kind of not asserting the fact of like you're a woman, you deserve to be
Yeah.
courted and treated
Right.
different, you know.
Exactly.
It's
And
chivalry.
I think like doing that, pulling out the wallet. It's a move we've all done. Let's be real. Like I used to do
Yeah.
it too.
never.
I used to pretend
Never.
fake. Now I'm just
I
like,
have.
listen, you and I both know you paying for this. I'm not paying for this.
You're like,
so.
I'm showing you my acting skills right now.
Yeah.
Actually, matter of fact, this is a self tape.
right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna not like it.
Okay.
we don't like reaching for a
No,
wallet on dates.
we
man.
don't need to. Why? What are we
Yeah.
doing that for?
No.
we have standards, and that's okay. We need to learn that it's okay. Yeah,
We can leave that in 2024. It's almost 2025. We can leave that.
yeah. Let's leave it. Yeah, two more. I'm like, you like my opinion?
Yeah, I like your opinions.
All right, let's see.
The girlies need your voice.
50-50 relationships. Okay. I think I'm gonna like it. Okay. I'm saying this as someone who's been in a relationship where it's been less than 50-50. So I think it's positive for me. I think this has to do with like, I'm more looking at it as like an energy thing. Like the effort I put into you, I feel like I should always be leaving a conversation with either my glass the same or my glass more full. And like energy exchange, effort, planning. I've always been someone who's like that. Like I don't expect to be treated like a princess. Like obviously I do, but I'm saying I don't expect to be like walking around not doing anything.
Yeah.
I love putting in effort. I love showing effort. So I'm all for a 50-50 relationship. But I think that's as long as like both of the partners are agreed on that. Cause I think I'm also someone who's been trapped in too many situations where I feel like my energy is getting drained and I'm being like, what is it, underappreciated?
Yeah.
So I think as long as that's like the actual standard, I also don't mind like setting like a high standard because I know how giving I am, that I'm like, you need to act this way because I know I'm going to give.
Yeah.
You're looking for reciprocity.
Yeah, like reciprocity, just like exchanged energy for sure. Right?
Like, I like how you just didn't make that like monetary. Like,
Yeah.
No,
also energy.
when I read it, I thought energy and time. Yeah. I think that's also like mainly my love language. Like I'm a very like quality time, words of affirmation person. Like you should be pouring into me the way I'm pouring into you. I think that also has to do with like supportive dreams, especially being a creative, like being with someone who supports my dreams just as much as I support them. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've been in situations where that hasn't been the case, where I like kind of like halted and realized literally leaving the relationship that they left more successful than I did in their career. And then I was like, that just goes to show how supportive I am rather than that person. So I was like, okay, it was sad. I took
the lesson
of it of like, okay, moving forward, I want to be at least 50-50, if not more.
No, you just at minimum
100.
100. Yeah,
minimum.
100.
You got it. You're so right. You're so right. Yeah, do we want to do one more?
Yeah, no. Yeah, you could do one more.
Okay. This one seems like it's a long one. Oh, wait. I did too. Drunken Love. I'm like, are we talking about the song? Oh, absolutely. I like it. Wait, did I do a thing for the other one? Drunken Love. I would say yes, as long as it's also sober in love. That's the thing. I've also been in relationships where I realized at the end, I was like, I don't know if I really like that person if we didn't like drink as much or like, or even just like going out or like more of that like party, like less dedicated, less like, can I actually sit a drink and like enjoy conversation and my time with you? And do we like share fundamental values? And I don't know if you really can know that drunken love.
No.
Yeah.
But I also think I love having like fun with my partner too and not just being too serious. So I think drunken love is okay as long as it's also sober in love. Right. Yes?
Balance.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Balance.
Yeah. I'm like, were y'all talking about the song? Because also Beyonce's a slay. Beyonce's a slay as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh my God.
Well, we're going to do a cheers. Thank you so much for
cheers to drunken love.
Yes.
And sober in podcast or sober in love.
Yeah, that too. Bye. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
We did it. I deserved that after getting through all those.
Yeah.
That's stressful. There's a difference between having an opinion and having an opinion online, guys. It's
But that's
it's
what we're
scary.
talking about. We need more of that. Like I think too many, like when we're talking about cancel culture, I think that too many people are afraid to be like their real selves some days, just be authentic because of that fear of like perception or what are people going to think of me? Am I saying the wrong thing? And these days it's too easy for people to
I think it's so interesting being for sure. And I think it's so interesting being an artist is I feel that way with my music. Like I'm like, F it, I don't care. I'm releasing what I want. Like I'm going to look how I want, whatever. But when it comes to speaking, like on a podcast or on social media or even like, I'm telling you, I could prepare an entire hour set, feel so confident. The one moment I feel nervous is when I have to talk into the microphone after each song and like introducing each one. It's so fascinating. And the more I talk to other artists, like throughout my career, it's so common.
Yeah.
Because you could love someone's music but hate their personality or their opinions.
1,000%.
And I feel like that's actually a lot of artists. I love their music and I don't really like their
would you
personality.
rather be more liked for your personality and who you are just as a human being or for your music and your talent
done with the hard
and your
questions.
career? Yeah, no.
We're keeping it coming.
I don't know. I think I'd rather be loved for my music.
More than who you are as a person.
Okay, but that's hard because then we're getting into the conversation of like my music as a persona, which is why I think it's so easy to release music and not really care because that is more of like it's an alter ego of me. It's Tori K. Where like me, I'm more like TK. I'm more Tori. I'm I'm like who I am as a human. So I think it's different. It's like very different.
But it's all you, you know.
It is all me. It is all me, but I like I talk about this all the time, and it's so interesting especially when I'm like dating people that aren't in the industry or have friends that aren't in the industry or specifically that do music. It's very hard to explain how like I can literally get off stage and not remember anything that I did. You blank. Yeah. And it's because I genuinely feel like I tap into a different like vibration of me as a human. Mm-hmm. So I think it's hard to like separate the two, and then like they're not like one-to-one comparable of like what I'd rather be judged for my music or for my self as a human, because I think of them as two different people.
Because they are.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like how Beyonce talks about when she locks into like Sasha Fierce mode, like it's a different person.
It's a different person.
She looks different, she acts different, like the energy is there.
And I think that's the only way to survive in the industry is to create two different people. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but I think I would, if I had to choose, I would say music.
Music?
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you feel like, what do you think is the difference between you showing up as a musician or you showing up online for social media?
Like online for social media compared to like me as an artist on stage. I definitely think with like TikTok and like social media can be so relatable. And that's so interesting because I feel like as an artist, I'm always told to like be this person. Where on social media, it's interesting going to two different meetings, like meetings with labels and managers and like music execs and things like that. They're all like, okay, put yourself on this standard. Like people need to aspire to be you. Where when you talk to people that are more in marketing or like social media or things like that, they're like, we'll just post you like literally before you go to bed, like laying in bed, like your random thoughts. And I'm like, I would never do that. Why would I ever do that? That's literally what being on social media is. Yeah. So I think it's like, I don't know. That scares me.
You're scared of the social part of social media.
I am. I get scared of like the vulnerability of it. Mm-hmm. But that's also a really big journey I'm going on. And like in therapy that I'm learning is that vulnerability is actually strength and like being relatable is actually strength. So I think like once I kind of click into that as a human, I'll be able to do that more on social media. And I think that's super cool. And also I follow people online that are like that. Yeah. Like that's literally the people I follow. So I get it. It's just.
It's different when it's you. Like, I love when I see people like being unhinged online. But when it's my turn, I'm like, oh, like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Even to get me to talk in like a TikTok,
I'm like, y'all have a podcast. Y'all have a podcast. That's so scary.
But in the moment, you know, you just got to do it because it's art and people will relate and people are going to love it. But I think everyone has a little taste of that. And also, I think everyone sounds a little crazy. Like, when you hear your own voice, you know? But it's something you get used to and as a creative and in your journey. So.
Do you like get nervous with podcasts and like being vulnerable? Yes.
Girl, really? I was nervous on the way here.
Really?
Like I was so excited to talk to you.
That means you gotta drink up.
She's like, I came with the champagne.
That's all you need.
But actually though, I was like so excited to talk to you, but I was like, oh my God, like this is something like if you would have asked me 5 years ago when I was like living in Miami, oh, Brianna, you're going to be living in LA and have a podcast. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't like to talk. I'm like such an introvert. I'm not someone who does a ton of talking. So this is like the scariest thing, but I feel like a part of life and being in LA is learning to get out of your comfort zone and just try things that you wouldn't have done, but like are so beneficial for you and for everyone else. Like now I get to meet you and Kay and all these people.
Do you feel like you're developing a persona? Like kind of like what I talked about being an artist. Like do you feel you too like have developed that with being on camera? I know we're like early on in the episodes, but I'm just curious, like have you already felt that kind of happened where it's like you sit down, the nerves go away because you're like, I'm just going to tap into that side of me?
I think for me, it's like once I'm here, I'm cool. Yeah. But it's like the second before I sit, I am not. I'm like, oh my God, what's my line?
I feel like you're tapping into a persona more than you think you are.
Probably.
Yeah. The more you do it, I feel like it'll be more natural. Yeah. It's like putting on a cape a little bit.
It's so fun. Like I love getting to sit down and chat with you guys and like if it wasn't for like Kay and I meeting on Bumble BFF, literally.
That's so crazy. Sponsor. What the heck? Yeah. When I found that out, I was like, why do we not have a big sign that says Bumble BFF?
No, but actually, it's
Come
real.
on.
It works. Like
they are dropping the ball. Literally. I will say they won't say it. I will say it.
Like, we need you.
Come on. When I heard that, I was like, okay, so where's the sponsorship? Because that can't be real. That's wild.
Real. It's actually wild. It's actually wild.
That's wild.
Have you ever downloaded the app?
No.
Have you ever matched with like a friend on Bumble?
No. The only dating app I was ever on was Raya.
Okay, yeah.
That was it.
Did you meet your current boo on Raya?
No, I did not. No, Raya was a fail for me. I met my current boo at a bar.
Okay,
yeah, in the midst of Pride, I stared at her from across the bar, and she finally came up to me after like an hour because I do not make the first move.
Is that your flirting tactic? Like
literally I went like this.
You were so demure, so mindful
for like an hour, and it worked. So that's my only dating tip ever. And then don't reach for your wallet. That's the only thing that I have.
That's the only thing you should take away from
standards, people. Standards. I have standards. Yeah, no, I met at a bar, which is kind of nice.
Wait,
I
which
feel
bar?
like it was literally at Fiesta Cantina. It was in WeHo.
Oh.
Like literally during Pride Month, like packed. Don't know how it happened.
Oh, really?
And she wasn't even supposed to be there. She was supposed to be in Orange County actually, and they ended up. And I wasn't supposed to go out that night either.
So that's fate. Yeah,
I was the only one sober too, because I think because that's the thing too, is I was usually
You're sober in love though. No?
I was sober in love, yes, because I was sober that night, and my two best friends that I went with, one of them got really drunk in love, and the other one got roofied and his phone stolen because we were in WeHo.
Wait, that
We
always
don't have to hear about that later.
Actually, no.
Oh yeah,
Guys, this is actually pro tip. Turn your purse the other way. Like, that's something I do.
Yeah.
So, like, that's open in your purse. So, like, usually your purses are open on one side.
Yeah.
Turn your purse in so that people can't pickpocket you. Like, I literally go out with a one-sided purse so that I can turn it.
Have you ever been pickpocketed? I've never been pickpocketed.
No, but
I haven't
heard
either.
about that. So I'm like, you know.
I've been roofied though, but it's great because there's now also like, that's a great tip. And, there's also brands that develop like those little things that you can put in your drink to make sure you're not getting roofied.
Wait, what is it? Is like a pill?
It's like, there's a bunch of different forms,
there's
but
something
like,
to tell now.
there's
And it
also,
changes
they're
the
called,
color,
they're
right?
called cup condoms. I didn't make that up.
Yeah.
It's cup condoms, and you can like actually place it on your cup to where you can't get roofied. And there's also brands that like, they're like little strips and you can just put the strip of paper or whatever it is like into your drink and it'll change colors.
Yeah.
And if it changes colors, then
you know.
Yeah.
And there's also a little tip I heard about, like, if you ever feel like you've been roofied, you can go to the bartender and ask for, like, hey, I want an angel drink.
Oh,
and
angel
apparently,
shot.
an angel shot, And they're supposed to know that means, okay, something's wrong here. Like,
we'll send you home.
We'll send you home. We'll watch you. You know what I mean? Like, so that's just a little pro tip.
Angel
oh my
shots,
God, we're
guys.
saving lives out here.
I
I didn't even know that. We are saving lives.
Yeah, if you ever need it, it's good to know.
Yeah, but anyways, that's the story.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you could have brought any aspect of your life from Dallas to LA. What would it have been?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, I would say my family. Small family, but like my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, and then also my granny. Although luckily my granny's retired, and so she comes out here pretty often. Like she literally was just out here because I moved.
Did she stay with you?
Yeah, she stayed with me and she did my entire like patio. She's a gardening queen. So she literally did like all my flowers and like she ordered me like pillows for my patio and like she's decorating like garden, like all of that queen. Like she's just such a cute little Southern lady. And she also came out for my birthday. So she also was able to see, I did a big release party for my music video, W&W, like / birthday party at the Soho downtown. And so she was actually able to like come to my event, which I don't throw events very often. So she was actually able to like experience the event. I had like a whole little VIP section for her. So she was able to sit on her couch and have a great view of the stage. She was, because so many people there were like, oh my God, your granny's here. So many of my friends, like she was just getting bombarded all night, but she loved it. She's a social butterfly. And I gave her a warning that like, my friends have huge personalities. So she was drained by the end of the night, but she was happy. But yeah, she got to like sit there and watch my show and everything. And I think there's definitely a different feeling having your family watch you perform. And that doesn't get to happen to me often, other than my mom, which not discounting my mom, but my mom's literally seen every single thing that I've done. Like she watches me breathe on a daily basis, like much less like a show. Obviously I feel off when she's not at a show for sure. But it was different with my family. Like I definitely think that's something I would bring here is like being able to have, like I mentioned, my brother saw my show. Yeah, like my brother still comes out here, and that's definitely something that's missing. But my mom did get remarried, and I have an entire like step family out here now. So I do have a little bit of like a piece of family here, but you know, like my peoples aren't here.
That's good. Well, you need that, you know, coming to a new city. Like I feel like you need a grounding, you need a foundation. So that's awesome.
Oh yeah. My mom does that on a daily basis though. The grounding is not necessary.
Moms are good for that.
Yeah.
Oh, like, girl, I changed your diaper. Like you can't be acting like this.
No, she is like my biggest fan, but also my biggest critic. Yeah. I will literally like FaceTime her before I leave, and she's like, so you're going out in public like that? And I'm like, okay, it's still like when I was in elementary school and I put on the wrong socks or something. Like, yeah, it's the same. Or she'll be like, that's an interesting makeup look you chose today. And I'm like, you just don't get it. I saw it on TikTok.
Wait, but what did she think about today's makeup look?
She didn't see it. No, but she picked out the outfit. So.
Oh, she did? Okay, down to the shoes, the top, everything?
Yeah, well, she saw in the email that y'all wanted blue. So she literally went into my closet and was like, blue. She laid out the shoes and she was like, we're still going to be on brand. And then she just knows that I'm kind of going to run with it with the makeup. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
She just told me blue and I was like, bet.
Yeah. No, you understood the assignment.
No,
yeah.
we're the
Thank you so much. Me and my mom understood the assignment. So yeah, she still does stuff like that, you know, so I still feel grounded. I still have like that touch of home because she's here all the time and just, I say that with love.
Yeah.
She feels the same way about me, you know? We have our good moments and our bad moments.
Yeah, as any mother-daughter duo.
Literally.
Okay, so going back to your new single, WNW, I just want to walk us through that process.
Oh my God.
Of what the song was about, your motivation behind it, what inspired it. I just want to hear the whole process.
Well, situationship. I think I really I wanted to really tap into the fun side of a situationship, the fun side of not being in a serious commitment where it's still spicy, it's still up in the air, you're still testing the waters with someone. Maybe it's on and off, so it's exciting when they come back.
Yeah,
not speaking from experience at all.
At all.
But sometimes a little toxicity is fun, and that's the Scorpio in me. I'm working on it.
Oh,
yes, no, toxicity is a little fun.
Okay, you know what? I
don't
like women Scorpios, but male Scorpios, I can't do it.
Oh no, they suck.
Can't do. I love the girlies, but no.
What are y'all signs?
Pisces.
Cancer. Okay, so we're all water.
Oh,
that's
we
scary.
are,
Wait, are we representing all the signs right now? The water signs?
What, fire, earth?
No, wait, water signs.
All the water, I think.
No, oh shoot.
All the water?
Cancer,
I'm
Scorpio.
if we're leaving out a water sign, I'm so sorry. But I think so.
No, yeah. Oh, wow, okay. Go ahead, representation.
So I think the Scorpio in me is a little toxic.
By nature.
We're a little cray-cray.
No, we know that.
And we're a little intense is the word that I've been called many times.
Mysterious.
Yes.
In your own way.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I get
possessive.
mysterious.
Scorpios
I like.
are always
You do know
interesting,
that?
to say
Do you
the
know that
least.
trend on TikToks where it's so you think I'm mysterious? I love it when people call me that. It's my favorite compliment when they're you're so mysterious. I'm am I really? Stop. Yeah, so I think that in me, I really wanted to tap in to that side of me just for funsies. And I also have never really written a song like that before. I've always been more pop, urban, fun, dance, and I've always been inspired by R&B, but too scared to try it.
Yeah.
It's an intimidating
What's
genre.
been holding you back?
It's scary. It's all the, just Janet Jackson, just all the incredible female artists that I've listened to growing up that did R&B music. I just never could even see my vocals trying to do something like that. And so I finally got the confidence and I was you know what? And the best thing to do it is to tap into that sensual, confident side of my Scorpio-ness that maybe likes a little bit of toxicity. So yeah, I wrote the song called WNW because I just wanted to write something that was when and where, whenever, I'm here and I'm down. And yeah, it was really fun. And actually the single cover is inspired by Janet Jackson's Rolling Stones cover. So it's the two people covering me. If you haven't seen it, it's a little explicit. Do not show it to your mother or your grandmother. My grandmother did have a heart attack when I showed it. Yes, I had to give her a warning. Because I also had a live painter at my event.
Video?
No, for
the
cover.
single cover.
Okay, yeah,
It's I'm Nikki.
Not crazy.
No.
Yeah.
It was just them dancing.
It's I call it classy sexy.
Yeah.
It's tasteful sexy, No,
I thought so too.
my mom still approves,
Okay.
I'm still Southern. I'm still a Southern belle, but I did have to warn my grandmother. Yeah, it was one of those, this was the first song ever that I had to send her the picture and send her the song and say, please don't kill me when you get here to LA.
No, grandmas are so real for that. My grandma literally called my mother to be take something down. Brianna needs to take this off her page right now. And
Yeah.
I was okay, once grandma says that, it's
Yeah.
gone.
I don't even think my grandma's seen my Instagram. And honestly,
That's
we
good.
can
Keep it that way. Yeah, literally. I was I would keep it that way if I could.
My mom just got an Instagram maybe a few months ago, and I already gave her the warning. Listen, girl, I'm letting you in right now, but I don't want to hear a word. I don't want to hear a word about what
I'm she can't reach the close friends.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna hide you either from the story. You're gonna see everything.
So could you sing a little for us?
Oh my God. Of when and where? I'm a little sick, so apologize. Not sick where I'm contagious. I've been
favorite
congested all week. I'm please don't back away from me. Oh my God. When and where? Tell me when and where. I'll meet you there. Give me love of your time and I'll take you there. When and where? Tell me when and where. I'll meet you there. Give me love of your time and I'll take you there. It's so fun. It was a really fun song. I really loved it.
That little bob. That was cute.
That's just the chorus. You can go listen to the rest. It's on all streaming platforms. You can watch the music video.
Okay.
Make sure you go watch that.
It's so fun. It's really fun to do live. It's fun. It was really fun to see everyone's reactions because I threw a music video release party and I've never done that before. So I literally showed it and got all of my friends' first reactions.
Really?
I wasn't even watching the screen. I was watching my friends and everyone in the audience and
what were their reactions?
Oh my God, all of them were it was so great. I think they were shook because I'm wearing a rainbow wig in it. And it was so fun. I mean, technically I wore it to the event. So like they had already seen it, but I think seeing it on camera, and like I did also a shot where I had glitter all over me, which took like an hour.
That was hot. That was
took
good.
an hour. It literally was like I had to spray. It's technically like hairspray. You have to like spray it on yourself and then like tap glitter.
To get it to stick.
Oh yeah, but I was like eating glitter and like trailing glitter for like another month after that.
I love that shot. Like I have the picture of you like on the ground, like burned into my brain with the rainbow wave.
Thank you. It was hard work. That was not. It looks prettier than it felt for sure. Oh yeah. Yeah. When I came up with that idea, my team was like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that? They feel the same way with my next music video. I'm shooting a music video in December to release in January. And kind of my creative process, I'll like brainstorm it. I'll come up with like references, especially like 2000s references. This one is Aaliyah's Are You That Somebody?
I love
the rave, the cave, the cave where they're in like silver and they're like dancing.
Vibe like that too.
No, it's more EDM.
Yeah.
It's more EDM, but I really love like the cave, like dancey vibe. So I'm creating like a rave cave feel.
Wait, are we invited to the shoot of this?
Oh, go for it. It's in December. It should be like December 12th, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think, but it's moved like 50 times. Yeah, but it's like I'm still. So I'll take those references. I'll like put it all together in a treatment because I just love like I'm very OCD. So I put it on like a Google Doc and I send it to my team and I pitch it to my creative director Richie Jackson, and then he will pretty much pick it apart. Like be like, yes, I like this. Oh yeah, I love this. Take inspiration, make it 50 times better.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like our creative flow. So there was definitely a moment in there. There is always one where he's like, so how were you expecting to do that? And I'm like, well, that's where you come into play because I don't know. And so you're going to figure it out because that was my idea.
Gotta love him. Love him.
That's his job. He kills it every time. But.
Wait, I'm so curious about, so I was a big Kids Bop girly when I was
Oh my God. I knew this was going to come up eventually.
I couldn't let you go through this without talking about touring with Kids Bop because like you were like 11, 12? Like,
oh yeah, I was like
you were so young. Like so 10? What is it like to be a little kid kind of, but like having a tour and like a job?
The biggest thing I remember from that experience was learning it all in 1 week. Because I missed the auditions to actually be like in Kids Bop. And so what I found out going into the process was I was actually very lucky because I had no idea Kids Bop trains in Texas. And actually, not even just in Texas, in Dallas, and not even just in Dallas, but at my like studio that I did my vocal lessons. Yeah. Like they literally, I didn't even realize that they had the same exact vocal instructor that I had. So I was just right place, right time, right people, which is literally the energy, like the industry as a whole. Yeah. And so that was like the first ever experience that I had. I was just doing my little vocal lessons. I had completely missed the Kids Bop auditions. I like found out about it and was like, dang, I missed it. That would have been a good opportunity for like 10-year-old me. And I danced and I sang and like all that was perfect. But, yeah, and then just into the experience, they were looking for kind of like a swing. So somebody who could really fill in for anybody. So not an understudy. An understudy is somebody who just like learns one person's positions. A swing is somebody who can fill in for anybody at any time. So I did not realize what I was committing to.
You have to be so good.
I was like, this is so exciting. And then I was put into training for like a week by myself, learned every single part, which means like every position, because the choreo and like the formations change a lot. So I have to learn every single formation of every single person. And then also
were there at the time? How many were there at the time?
There's 5 or 6 people.
Okay, yeah.
I think Kids Bop always has like 5 or 6. I can't remember. I feel bad if I'm forgetting somebody, but I think it was 5 or 6. So you also have to learn every single harmony too. So like if somebody's sick, you have to be able to fill in for like their specific note for every song. So it was like a boot camp. I learned so much. But the biggest thing that I remember was because I had never performed on that big of a stage and that big of a crowd was all the kids screaming for number 1. And number 2, having in-ears. Yeah. Do you guys know what in-ears are? Yeah. With, like, they're like, you know how artists on stage, they're like, they go like that and they take their in-ear out? So I always thought that was just something cool artists wore because I had never gotten to that level to where I would need them, because the only reason you need them is when kids are screaming at you and you can't hear yourself or the music. And so that's what was like my biggest takeaway. I thought it was so cool because I was able to wear in-ears for the first time and I loved them. And I was able to like whip it out like I saw Britney Spears do, you know, like that little moment where you like whip it out or you're like, you know, it's so I got to live my fantasy. Oh my God. I remember there's only one that I remember, but sometimes songs will come like on the radio or on TikTok, and then I'll like the Kids Bop version of it will come through my head. Yeah, and then I'm like, why am I doing the clean like Kids Bop version? But the one that I remember was Thrift Shop.
Thrift Shop?
Oh, I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. Yeah,
that just brought me back.
Me too.
Yeah, like I remember us doing like, this is stinking awesome, or it's like, this is freaking awesome. It was probably something like that. But like every single word has like that. Like it's a switch out of something. So I still know like the Kids Bop version. Like I still to this day cannot sing the song normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like starting out as like, you know, a child performer, you had somebody like telling you what to wear, what to dance, what to sing. Like how did you develop your unique sound starting at that point and now growing into obviously adulthood?
I think I was really lucky. My manager I have now is my manager from when I was 10.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's rare too.
It's so rare. And I think I was very lucky to find someone who's like family and really saw my vision the way that I saw it, and honestly saw it more than I did at 10, because there's only so much you can like see yourself as when you're 10. And honestly, still to this day, I think he sees me as something that I'm like, I can't even see.
He sees the future version of you.
Yeah, for sure. And where I can go. And even like Richie too. Like when we're having conversations, I'm like, I feel like we're not talking about the same thing, because they're seeing me like 10 years from now and I'm just a human. So I see myself now, which is really fascinating. So I think I was always blessed with people who were like, oh, like I remember him always pushing me to try Janet Jackson or try like this artist or try Madonna. Yeah. And maybe I was like 10 or 11 years old and I'm like, I don't really want to do Madonna Vogue. Like, it's not that, like, I kind of want to do Katy Perry, you know? And he just,
yeah, that vibe.
Yeah. And so I never ended up covering those kinds of things. But I think now that I'm older, I actually appreciate where they pushed me, because they knew that by the time I was older and was able to appreciate like the Madonnas and the Janet Jacksons and all those incredible artists, I had already done so much studying of them. Yeah. And I've always loved Britney Spears, but like definitely Janet Jackson. Like I remember covering a song and I was like, I don't really love this song. Like I'm going to be honest, I was 11 and I was like, I don't get this song. A lot of it too was like the messages just went over my head. Well, for sure, Madonna Vogue at 11, I was like, I don't get it. Or I did like Praying by Madonna and I was like, I don't understand this at all. But they kind of pushed me towards that. But now that I'm older, I'm like, that's exactly what I should have been.
And it's funny because you're saying now that that's exactly kind of
that's who inspires me.
Want to take.
Absolutely. And it's like, that's exactly what I should have been doing. And it's still what I'm doing now. So I think I got really lucky with people that kind of saw where I was going and
that's beautiful.
Knew
and
better than me, honestly.
That's a rarity to have too.
Yeah.
So that was your vision at 10 years old. So now, Tori, 10 years from now, what does your team or even yourself like see? Yeah. What is the vision?
Oh my gosh. There's so many visions. It's hard for me to look that far. It really is. But I do want to I want to continue to explore genres. That is one thing as an artist that I've kind of been pushed into a box. I think everybody does. No matter how incredible your team is and no matter how much they look at you and they say, we get it, is I'm always told that I need to pick a genre. So I hope 10 years from now, I'm still doing a random rock song or I'm doing a random R&B song.
Something new.
Yeah. Or like just wanting to randomly do, I don't know, what if I want to do a stupid little like pop song that could really end up like blowing up.
Yeah. 1,000%.
So I hope I'm still exploring. Yeah. I hope like I found my sound and I'm really settled into who I am as an artist, because I still think I'm figuring it out, but I hope I'm still exploring. I hope I'm on tour. I think that's the biggest dream as an artist, is like perform everywhere and anywhere. Even if it's a shack, as long as it's in Italy, I'll be happy. And I think lots and lots of music videos. Music videos are my passion. I think it stems from me being a dancer and an actress so young that I just want to create music video after music video after music video.
Is that your favorite part?
Oh my gosh, it's my favorite part. When I release a song and my team goes, I think this is good enough to create something with it, I'm like, yeah, like I'm like jumping off the walls. Like, thank you so much. It's probably the most expensive, which is the sad part about it, which is why you have to pick which song. But I get the most excited about those because I'm like, I get to put together outfits. I think my best thing too is like, I can get so many dancers. Like my next music video, I'm going to have like 12 dancers, and I've never had really that many dancers before. So I'm really excited. So I get excited about like creating a project that so many people can be a part of.
And maybe that's because it's actually like one of the few platforms where you can combine all of your talents. Like acting, singing, and dancing, you know? Like you're not forced to choose one.
And I think it's better than a show because I can actually get it perfect. Like shows just never go perfectly, as happy and like proud of them that I am. And also they're documented in like the perfect way. Yes. I can get the angles I want. I can get all the editing that I want. And I have such a great team that I think it also is one thing that showcases so many different people's talents. Like my last music video, I think my editor and videographer, Brian, like killed it. Like I watched the whole thing and I'm like, he's insanely talented, you know, where like a show, you don't really get that. It's like me and my dancers. So I think it really, like a music video, it takes so many skills and talent that I'm able to watch it back and it doesn't feel like it's just me too. Cause that's a hard thing about appreciating my music and my music videos is I don't want to look back on it and be like, wow, I slayed.
Yeah.
You know, where sometimes that's all you can really do with a show. Yeah. Where like a music video, it really feels like teamwork. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone really killed it. Yeah.
It's like a mini movie. It's a full production.
It really is. Yeah.
So how do you balance? Because I know you do so many things. Like she said, you sing, you dance, you act. But I also know that you host. How is it? How is it that you're balancing all of these different aspects of yourself? And what I think do you want to come to the forefront?
You know, I always joke that if I like didn't eat or didn't sleep or like didn't need water or stuff like that I could probably get so many things done and actually do everything that I want. I think when it comes to balancing everything, I've just never really struggled with it. I take each day at a time and it's luckily I'm passionate. So I don't really look at it as a struggle. Like I look at it as more, I can do this every single day and I get to do this every single day and I don't have to pick one. Because a lot of people feel like they do. Yeah. And I did feel that way as I got older, especially moving out to LA and being out here for 10 years and being like 23. I felt that way, especially turning like 18, 19 when I had to like get my own apartment and like do all that stuff. I was like, I probably should just pick one. And I didn't, you know, I just kept going. And I think a lot of people should take that as like inspiration. I think that's the biggest thing that I want to leave with people. Like, you don't have to pick one. You don't have to. You don't need to. You can do all the things and do everything. And most of the time, like you mentioned, like they all kind of coincide a little bit. If you do it correctly and if you do it with passion, most of the time they do. They all end up kind of like benefiting each other. So I don't know. I think my schedule's packed, but I enjoy it. I enjoy every single part of it. Yeah. And I go to bed so satisfied every single night. You know?
That's beautiful.
And I'm like, I feel like I always say
that. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest hope I have for other people, especially creatives. I just want you to go to bed satisfied and proud of yourself. And I just want you to be content with your life, no matter what that means.
That is a pro tip.
Put that on a shirt right there. Please.
Go to bed satisfied at night.
So I'm just grateful I feel that way.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So as someone who's been in the industry, you know, for so long, like, have you received any like career advice or something that stuck out to you? Something that you've like lived by?
I feel like it's really cliche, but I do think it has stuck with me the most. And I think cliches are cliches for a reason, but every no leads you to your yes. That's like the biggest thing that stuck with me, no matter. And I think that's because it's stemmed across everything that I've done, whether it be dancing, whether it be acting, whether it be hosting, whether it be music, whether it be songwriting, anything. Every no leads you closer and closer to yes. I think that's even with friendships or like relationships, just life in general. You're gonna have disappointments and you're gonna feel let down sometimes. But the closer and closer you get, like the more that happens to you, not only do you have more learning lessons, do you get thicker skin, but you also, and become more wise, but you get closer to the right people in your life, the right opportunities in that moment. And I think I'm so grateful for my no's.
I read something that like changed my brain chemistry. It was like no just means next opportunity. That's
literally.
all it means. Like it does not mean closed doors. It just means like, okay, next one. Like,
right.
That's good.
Exactly. Like I heard Kris Jenner used to say, or maybe she still says it, but it's like, if you're getting a no at a door, then that's the wrong door. And you have to keep knocking till you get your yes door.
Right.
So it's like, keep going. And I love that, like, that's so central for you. That matters so much in life. Like, we can't give up on things.
Yeah. You mentioning Kris Jenner made me think of the Kardashians. And there is a funny one. I'm like, as a joke, there's another one my mom and I constantly say to each other. And it's I can't remember who say it. It might have been Kim. I didn't come this far just to come this far. Or but is it that one?
Oh, did they quote that?
I think that
did. Been around. No,
I think they did. No, but
I think that was a few generations
in
before.
that voice.
Yeah, in that moment, you felt.
Yeah, because it's kind of a joke.
I'm not gonna give the Kardashians credit for that.
I think it was though. I swear to God, Kim quoted
I didn't come
it.
to
That's where she heard it.
Okay,
that's where I heard it.
I feel like that's been a saying.
That's what I hear in my head all the time.
Yeah.
For me, it's you're doing amazing, sweetie.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Like whenever, like I'm doing something like new for the first time, I'm like, okay, like my inner Kris is going, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably the only person like in LA that probably has never watched the Kardashians.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah, I've never watched.
No, I've just seen it clipped on TikTok.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I've seen them like Kim like Kim and Courtney had that little fight, like a little scuffle.
Are they always fighting? Wait, like actual like fist fight?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
So, like, Kim,
I only watched the crazy episodes.
Oh, I have not seen this.
Yeah, and then it was actually, I think it was at Chloe's house, and like there was like a face print of like one of the sisters. I think it was Courtney's face print was on the
makeup
wall.
on the wall.
Okay, maybe we do need to watch this. I need to watch the Powerpuff Girls and the Kardashians.
We're gonna give
Those
you
are my
homework
assignments tonight. Yes, yeah. How do y'all like balance everything?
I think for me, it's like I've actually had to scale back because I think as someone who like can be multi-talented and do so many things, I want to do every single thing, and I've noticed that like I'll make an inch of progress here, inch of progress there, inch of progress there. And I'll look back and I'll be like, wait, I haven't made any true progress because everything only got an inch. So for me, actually scaling back and focusing on, okay, what is going to be my main priority right now? Is it the podcast? Is it this or is it that? Finding out and like streamlining what my priority is and going full steam ahead on that.
Yeah.
And as I have a rhythm in that, then I add those other things. So
Yeah.
that's how I'm learning to balance things.
Yeah.
It's also like, you know,
I love that because I relate to that so
ADHD,
much.
Yeah.
I need to have my thing. And then other things will be added. But like, I think when you try to have your focus in too many directions, it's like you'll never fill up your cup.
Right. Yeah.
Also, as an ADHD girly too, like to-do lists have helped me so much. Like literally just writing down, and also the satisfaction that you get from seeing, okay, I told myself I'm going to do this. And this year I've been really big on like keeping promises to myself, you know, because I always keep promises to everybody else. Like if I tell you I'm going to be here at 6, I'll be there. But when I was myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym today. Don't go to the gym. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's just getting better at honoring and keeping that same like intent and respect. Like give it to yourself first.
Yeah.
And I think that just like changes the course for everything else.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
Because that's so
huge.
true.
Yeah.
That's so true. Yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm inspired.
like that was a
No,
mic
I
drop.
love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Because I think we all can kind of like fail ourselves sometimes for sure and like disappoint ourselves. But really, like no one else is disappointed in us. It's just us.
It's just us.
It's just us.
Yeah.
And like that's a really great reminder that it's like, okay, if you didn't go to the gym today, even though you promised
you're
yourself
good.
you did, you're
Yeah.
okay. You have tomorrow.
Like, why are you promising that man? Yeah, I'll come over, but you're not promising to yourself.
Because he said when and where.
He said when and where, right?
he said
when
when
and
and
where, and
where.
you'll be there.
Yeah.
But
you
when
know?
it comes to yourself, you're like, oh, I don't know, I'll just do it tomorrow.
You need to send yourself when and where.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you handle the highs and lows of the entertainment industry?
Oh God, I don't. That was literally like off the rip. I think having people around you who believe in you. I definitely have my moments. I think when I look at like ups and downs of the industry, I think more of my self-doubt. So I don't know like how y'all think of like the ups and downs in the industry. I think I reflected on the moments where I doubted myself because I don't think there could be a lower low than that. You know, if no one believes in you, like if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? I think like the biggest thing is the people around me and also reminding like looking back on little me. I always say my biggest fear, like it isn't spiders, it isn't snakes. It's like letting my younger self down.
Yeah.
So I think in those moments, like doubting myself should be the scariest and it is the scariest. So like reflecting back on my biggest fear of like letting myself down and yeah, just pushing myself back up, surrounding myself with people that are like, you crazy girl, keep going.
Yeah.
Which has happened many a time where I'm like, I'm 23 and I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, but I also think channeling that energy into music is a big thing I'm learning. Like I talked about like being vulnerable, not just as a human, but as an artist is something I'm learning. So also being vulnerable and relatable in those moments of doubting myself and in those downs in the industry and in life, I think is super important. I'm learning that. So I also like just recently wrote a song that'll be released next year. That's a ballad. That's like literally just talking about like the moment where you look at yourself and you're like, what the heck am I doing?
Yeah.
But I really just like put that into a song. And it's so nice when I'm feeling those moments. Sometimes I just go to my piano and sing that song and it's like a reminder as to why I wrote it, that I got through it.
Yeah.
And
you'll
to
get- you'll
Yeah,
do
and
it
to
again.
keep like putting all of that energy into art because like people are going to relate to that. Like those moments are actually the most inspiring to others.
Yeah,
so,
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you said your biggest regret or like your biggest fear
Yeah.
is not making younger you proud.
Yeah.
So today, do you feel like you've made younger
Oh,
you proud?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like younger
1,000%.
me would be like slay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're
Work.
cool as hell. Like I mean,
Yeah.
you did as long as younger
Yeah.
you think I was cool, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I think she would.
No, she 1,000% would.
she would.
Yeah.
She 1,000% would.
She'd be like, the outfit slave, the hair was slave.
Yeah, I think so. What are y'all like biggest fears or like downs in the industry?
I think ups and downs, like, I think sometimes downs can be societal, but I do think, like you said, self-doubt is like a big one. Like, and I've noticed that, like, for me, sometimes when like things are on a down, like I want to hide, I want to retreat. But I've realized, like you said, vulnerability is so big. Like, being able to be open and to not hide, but just say like, hey, like, this is where I'm at right now. Like, I'm struggling, or hey, like, I'm having a really bad day. Like, can you be here for me? So when I have those downs, I'm learning to not just like go to my room and like be by myself and cry, but like actually connect with people. Cause like you said, it's relatable, and like everyone knows being down. People know being up, but like that's what like keeps us all together. Is just the fact that like we've all been down, we've all had a rough day. So I just try to relate to others in those moments when I want to isolate.
I like the fact that we're all trying. Like, especially when you come out here to LA, like one thing you will find is that everyone is here for a reason.
Yeah.
Like nobody just moves across the country for no reason, okay?
No.
Like, we are here chasing our dreams. We are here trying to make it happen. We are here doing it scared, doing it lonely, doing it by ourselves, doing it on an empty
Delusional.
stomach. Like, I'm hungry as hell right now. I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Yo,
like
my stomach's
it's just-
growling.
You're calling yourself out this whole podcast, and I'm
so
living
hungry,
for
like-
it. Like no one's doing it.
Okay,
She's calling yourself out. You didn't go to the gym. You're hungry. You gotta go to a random
I
house
swear
tonight.
to God, like it's just doing
I
it
love
throughout
it.
any phase of life, throughout any moment, and I think just keeping it real with yourself,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Well, you're slaying that. I can tell you.
Thank you, girl.
I love it. I'm taking like a
She said,
page
"Do
from
it."
your book.
Yeah.
You were.
Do it
That's
hungry.
great.
Do
I
it.
love that. I'm just gonna start calling myself out in conversation because I
Yeah.
think it's so great.
You know what helps? You gotta talk to yourself.
No,
I
I
literally
do all the
look
time.
in the mirror and talk to myself, maybe every day.
Yeah, I like sing talk to myself.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Well, what do you say to yourself every day?
Oh, you know, you guys have seen Insecure, right?
Yeah.
Like Issa Rae's show, Insecure. You gotta watch.
I need to watch it.
Add it to the homework list.
I feel like I've heard their name.
You gotta add it. Issa Rae?
Yeah.
Oh, you've definitely heard.
No,
her
yeah,
name.
yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely heard her name.
I need to watch it though.
She's in LA.
Yeah, she's in LA. She's a producer of like so many amazing shows, Insecure,
Movies.
rap shit. Yeah. So many cool projects. And like in the show, she has moments where she just looks in the mirror and like she raps to herself. Like that's how she hypes herself up. I don't necessarily rap
I'm like,
to
please tell me you
myself.
freestyle rap in the mirror every morning.
No, I probably do that in the shower, maybe not in the mirror, but I think it's just more so like, yeah, girl, you got this. Like, you're about to conquer the day. You know what I mean? I think sometimes you do have to be your biggest fan, and like, you can't wait for others to hype you up. You have to give that energy to yourself first. And it's like a form of affirmations almost. It's just a form of like looking yourself in the mirror and being like, yeah, like I am that girl. Like, I'm going to do everything I said I would. It's different having other people instill confidence in you, but when you can do it for yourself and you don't need that external validation, I feel like that's like a whole different level of confidence.
To me, that's like the definition of success.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I will give that to us.
Period.
Cheers to Let's give ourselves some flowers, you know? Yeah, like.
Absolutely. I love that.
So what makes you feel alive? Like, let's say you, like, obviously waking up and like looking in the mirror and knowing you're that girl is it. But like, what makes you feel alive? And it doesn't have to be like your career. It could be outside of that.
My whole life is my career. I don't have an answer outside of it. It's so funny. I feel like I did an interview the other day and they were like, so what are your hobbies? And I was like, I sound so boring. I have none. I literally was like,
I'd be like singing, dancing, acting.
I'm like
how?
I'm like, maybe I walk my dog, but is that really a hobby? That's more like a daily chore and like something I do. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like what makes me feel the most alive, I would love to have an answer outside of music, but it just really is like everything that I am. It's all that I've ever wanted to do. So I feel like my second home is stage. Honestly, I feel more at home when I'm on stage. So second home isn't even really like classify it, but yeah, I would say performing. I would say like recording music, being in the studio, just like being anything that's creative, or even like dance rehearsals where everyone's just like focused. And I really love being in a room where everyone's like pushing themselves forward, especially creatively. So like dance class, or I'm taking pole right now. Ooh. I just started tapping into pole dancing because I want to element it, bring it into my shows where I can do like pole dancing and stuff. I'm not there yet, but I have set a goal for myself next year that my next music video, not the one in December because that's too soon, but the one after that is going to involve pole dancing. And I do feel really alive. Like I feel most alive when I challenge myself, and that is hard and it's really difficult. And it is so cool being in a room full of women, all shapes, all sizes, all ages, all backgrounds. Like literally it's just 9 poles in a room and we're all learning and growing at the same exact time. We're all failing and we're all struggling and we're all succeeding. And it's so great. I've never been, especially being a creative and like growing up doing dance, the most inspiring room and like cool room to leave is a pole class.
Really?
Truly. It's like girl power at its finest.
I gotta try. Yeah.
It is girl power at its
do you
finest.
wear the heels too? Like the 9-inch?
Some do. Some classes you're just barefoot and you're like learning how to do the actual like flips and tricks and everything. I haven't gotten to the level where you can wear the heels and flip and trick, but I'm doing like both right now where I'll wear the heels and just do like little movements around the pole, like dance class with the pole, where you're just kind of like touching it.
And you're walking
literally you're just kind of like touching the pole. Yeah. And then I'm doing the classes without heels where I'm like flipping and throwing myself and flipping myself upside down. It's terrifying and I love it. It is so like exhilarating. Okay, yeah. Then pole.
Okay. Pole makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
Do you have like a dream collaboration with like an artist?
Oh my God. Like Doja Cat, any incredible female artist. I am so inspired by Doja Cat's like visual performance. Like I love someone who goes outside of the box and people don't understand fully. Yeah. I think that is the most dangerous female performer is when people don't really get them. So I'm like, you're not supposed to. That's like you don't have to understand it. That's literally the purpose of art is to not get it. Yeah. It's just to like leave your body and be so confused. And it's so great because it's like, also, I feel like Doja Cat creates art that is so meaningful to her that she doesn't really care how it's interpreted. And that is the most badass thing ever. Yeah. I've never respected a female artist more than somebody who will like do something like that and be like, I don't care if you don't get it. Yeah. That's literally not why I'm making it. I am in this full hair costume at Coachella and I don't care if you don't get it. So yeah, I would say like artists like that, like Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat, Chappell Roan, just so many like incredible female artists right now where I feel like people just don't really get them. Yeah. But I love it. I eat it all up.
Yeah, thinking of Doja Cat, like I think of like this one time she did an onstage performance where she was like dressed like a 20s flapper. Yeah. And she was doing like a rendition of, was it Streets?
I think so. And people were like, this doesn't make sense with the song. And I was like,
don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Bruh,
like it's giving. Or like the one time she was like just in milk, or maybe it was white paint, but like she was going in and out of it. Like she and even the Streets video.
And then if you think even about her first song, like her first song was literally about a cow.
Like, no. And I'm like, why are people so upset right now? She's been doing it.
Yeah, she's been doing that.
Been doing it. This is what she got famous doing. It's literally her brand. I'm like, why are y'all still surprised?
No, we should.
And also there's something so amazing in art as an artist because I feel like the biggest critique you get is everything the same, everything sounds the same.
She's never had
You will never expect what Doja Cat does.
I will give that to her, yeah.
Or Chappell Roan. Like she'll come out on stage full drag. I could not recognize her. And it's like, how does she keep like she came out on stage, what was it? Gov Ball? And she came out dressed as the Empire. What is that girl?
The Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty. Really? Empire State Building.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty with like her butt out.
Oh,
yeah. She painted herself full green and it was at the Gov Ball. And it's like, she just like, or even, what was it? It wasn't Saturday. Yeah, Saturday Night Live she just did, but like Jimmy Fallon she did, or Jimmy Kimmel, one of them. One of the Jimmys. I don't know, it was one of the Jimmys. And she was in like full like, I think it was like a goose like ballerina costume where it's like full like white lash. Yes.
White Swan.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So I just love, I would love to collaborate with an artist like that. I feel like they challenge me to be like, do like something people don't expect. Yeah.
So what do you want people to hear when they listen to your music? Like when your fans are bumping like WNW, like, or any other song, what do you hope that they feel?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've always challenged myself to try to capture the feeling that I love of like 2000s music and then bring in like that Gen Z modern day vibe and push it into one. Because I think a lot of audiences like nowadays really crave that like nostalgic feel and that like performance quality and like upbeat music that means something. And I really want to bring that back, like the thing that inspired me, but in like a more modern way that really like resonates with nowadays and this generation. So I hope they like feel that when they listen to my music and they resonate with that. But also I think the biggest thing is like whatever message I'm trying to get out in the song, I just hope that they like relate it back to their life. Yeah. Like especially W&W, like that's just to be fun. Like it's not that deep, you know, like just vibe to it, have fun. I feel like the biggest thing is like feel confident, feel sexy. I think each different song has a purpose. Like SMH, the one that I talked about earlier, like the ballad that I'm releasing. I just hope people feel like inspired. I hope they feel hopeful. And I hope they feel like heard. Because that's the biggest thing is I felt so unheard in that moment. So I put it in a song. Hoping to feel heard. So I think I don't really have like a specific answer of like me as an artist because I think every single song has a different purpose because there's a different reason why I write each song. Yeah. So Yeah, I feel like it's
you just want people to relate to like the range of human emotions, honestly.
I want them to interpret it into their own life.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a specific thing, but I think as long as it's like the vibe or the energy I was trying to get across. Yeah.
So what's next for you?
New music video, for sure.
December.
Yes, I'm filming in December to launch in January. And that'll be my song MMM, which is already out. It's EDM. Yeah, just new music, EP. I have a lot of batched music, although I just talked about like 3 songs that aren't released. Yeah, so like an EP. Yeah. I really am like pitching myself for the Britney biopic, the Britney Spears biopic. So that would be amazing.
Wait, you remind me so much of her. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
You really do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that in the works right now?
They're creating it. So I've been pitching myself. I've literally been covering her since I was young. She's Southern. I'm from Texas. She has daddy issues. I have daddy issues. Like, I think that's why I actually have not been able to bring myself to watch her documentary because it resonates too much with my life. Like, it's too me. And I think that's why I've always been so inspired by her. Not just because of the music she makes, but because of her life. Literally. It's like too close to mine.
Yeah.
So when I saw that she was, doing this biopic and she's a part of it and they're actually telling like her story. It's with it's Universal Pictures and John M. Chu, who just directed Wicked. Yeah, so he's doing that and he's helping her put together Britney biopic. So I've been pitching myself to play the younger Britney, so hopefully that's what's next.
Yes.
If not, I'm excited to see the movie.
Right,
I'm manifesting hardcore. I'm telling everyone.
You heard it here first. She's playing the next Britney. That's it. Period. Like, that's it.
Yeah, but that's really it. Just new music, EP, music videos, performances, and hopefully a movie.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll be busy. You'll be busy 25.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I haven't made my vision board yet, but it'll be created. I'm like, I'll be a master at pole.
Yeah.
Catch me doing pole. I just
I
keep having to say it so I don't quit.
Like that one. Wait,
are you gonna post it if you like? You're gonna post your pole videos?
I've been posting it on my story. I haven't gotten confident enough to like post it. But I think the more I do it, I'm literally like I'm telling more people I'm gonna have it in my like next music video, and I'm gonna like perform with it in 2025 because then people are gonna expect it for me. Yeah. And like you said earlier, like if you tell yourself you're going to the gym, you're probably not. Yeah. But if you tell somebody else you're going to the gym, you are.
You definitely will.
So like I keep doing that with pole. Yeah. Because I'm like this close to not doing it. Because it's so hard. But I love it. I love a challenge. But
I think about like Summer Walker. Like she's a singer who also does a lot of like pole stuff. So
does she?
Oh yeah.
Maybe you and Summer.
Oh, she really?
Talented.
Yes.
I need to watch this.
Should link up for like an R&B pole song. Like I'm about to be pitching that.
I'm
really
down.
Cute collab.
I always think of like Pink because Pink does like silks and like literally what was it that was it VMAs or MTV Awards? Yeah, where she she was spinning
in the MTV Awards.
Yeah, and then she also performed on like the side of the building at one point for that one award show. It's crazy.
Is there a performance that has resonated the most with you that you've seen from like another artist?
Why is it the one? Do you remember? It was an award show. This is like so not my brand either. It just stuck with me because it was so emotional and so raw, and it's very rare that you see an artist do that. Selena Gomez. It was her. What song was it?
The Heart Wants What It Wants.
Was it that one? And she literally like is crying on stage at an award show. I think that was really meaningful to me because that industry is filled, like that room is just filled with industry people. It wasn't her concert. She wasn't surrounded by her fans.
Yeah.
I
think
think
was just being raw.
It was so raw and real. I think that honestly, like when you asked me that question, that was the immediate one that stuck to my head because I like aspire to be that vulnerable on stage, and it was so real.
Yeah,
I remember that because like she had just broken up with Justin.
Yeah,
that song came out, and
she's literally like her voice is cracking. Yeah, like it wasn't the most like vocally incredible, flawless performance,
but it was just so like heartbreaking.
Yes, it was
I felt
so
like
real.
I was going through the breakup with her and Justin.
Yeah, it felt like you were there with her. Like those are the emotions she went with, like writing the song.
Yeah,
and she brought it to the stage, which is like the biggest thing as an artist. It's the biggest challenge. Yeah, is with every song like tapping into like why did I write this, and like tapping in. It's like acting, like tapping into the moment when you wrote the song, and she did it so beautifully. It's so beautifully.
It's funny, we were just talking about Summer. I feel like she's also amazing at that. Like I saw her at Dreamville Fest. This is like right after I think her and like London broke up. And same thing, like she was crying on stage. Like I've just never seen an artist.
Okay, I need to get onto Summer Walker.
Pregnant, yeah, beautiful concert. Like she literally had to stop a few times to get through it, but the crowd was just so supportive of her and didn't mind at all. I think it was like a 30-minute set turned into like an hour-and-a-half set because it just took her a while to get through all the vulnerability of like the words that she put in the music, and that made me appreciate like her album sounds so different to me now. Like seeing that experience in person and realizing, okay, she wasn't just like chatting and writing lyrics. Like this is her life, and she felt every word that she wrote. That's
so incredible that you were able to like
see that in person,
literally get a different perspective of her music after watching it live.
It changed like the way I love her music so much.
That's so great.
Yeah,
that's really awesome.
Gaga, she had this crazy performance where she's doing, I don't remember what the exact song was, but she started bleeding on stage in the middle of the song.
So many people dressed as that for Halloween, right? Have you seen that?
No.
So many people
Lady
recreating
Gaga
that.
bleeding.
Yes, I think it was paparazzi, right?
Oh, yes. She did like, and it was
No, I saw at least 10 people dressing as that for Halloween.
Lady
Gaga,
Gaga's
they're like dressed with the blonde hair and their
hair.
sides bleeding. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. That one, like, because people were like, was that supposed to happen? Was it not? Like, and then she like rubbed it on her face. It was so visceral. So I think as an artist, when you're able to have those moments where, like you said, you can surprise people.
Yeah.
Those resonate so much, and it makes you hear, because even now when I hear paparazzi, I'm like, no, like I want that live version where like she was off key and like the blood was happening.
Yeah. We almost love, like, I feel like all together our 3 moments were all like the imperfect ones.
Yeah.
The ones that were the most real, which is so interesting as an artist to reflect on that, because I'm so obsessed with being like perfect dance move on point. Yes. Like,
if
look,
you should just get
hair.
up on stage and just be terrible.
No, I'm like, and this will be the one. Yeah.
That's actually called resistance theory. Just like putting yourself out there in the most uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
And owning it, and just like, that's a different level of confidence.
It's a rejection theory.
Yeah, rejection theory, yeah. There we go.
Is it rejection theory?
Yeah, rejection theory. Yeah, rejection theory.
So you do something where you know you're going to get rejected, but you keep doing it.
You know it's going to be terrible,
I
but
saw
you do
a
it
TikTok
and do it and
today.
do it.
I didn't realize that's what it was though, because that makes sense. Or is it exposure therapy too?
It's like the same thing.
I saw a girl videoing herself in a park,
And
like
she's
for a
"Happy
TikTok.
birthday."
Yes, like,
I saw that. And I was like, girl,
I could never.
I would have gone home.
Yeah, I am the person that when it's my birthday, I am telling everybody it's my birthday.
No.
But like, it's a different thing to like scream it to the world.
I didn't. I told no one on my birthday.
Everyone was so kind to her, and they all like started hugging her and like coming up to her. So I feel like people, like we said, it was the imperfect moments. And like, people love those moments of like realness. So that's what I'm taking away from this conversation.
I know. So if we can leave the people off with like one real fact, like just one last word that you feel like was inspiring them, like what would it be?
I'm like, I feel like we've dropped so many good nuggets.
No, we dropped some gems.
This podcast. I'm taking away
but
nuggets.
Just the last real nugget, like if you had to leave your fans with anything.
I feel like I always say this, but like this is a new audience, so it's brand new. But I always, like, my motto since I was younger was, I'm not wishing on a star, I'm chasing it. Because although I believe in like words of affirmation and like putting things out into the universe and manifestation, I also believe in hard work and dedication and goals and really like putting your passion into movement. And yeah, it's always been my motto was, I'm not wishing on a star, I'm chasing it. Because you're not wishing on your star. Like, you're actually like physically chasing your star, because it's the only way that your dreams are going to come true.
I actually love that. I've never heard that one before.
I made it up.
Did you make it up?
Yeah,
okay, put that on a shirt too. I like that one.
It's been my motto since I was like really young. Yeah, I was actually when I did pageants when I was younger.
That's like a whole lyric. You don't have that in a song anywhere?
I think I do.
Yeah, I'm about to say I like that.
I think I have a song called Born to Fly from when I was like 11 years old. It was one of my first ballads ever, and I think it's in there.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, I actually came up with that when I did pageants when I was younger. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I did pageants when I was younger.
No, I saw you did National American Miss.
Yeah.
Girl, me too.
Did you?
I was in National in Jersey.
Shut up. Oh my God. Yeah, I did them all growing up, and then they brought me back to be one of their national performers and judges, and my mom and I judged for like many years afterwards. So fun. I'm like technically, like, I guess alumni, which is so crazy.
It's crazy because we're the old heads now.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever performed.
Really?
That was the first time I'd ever sang.
What was the song you sang?
Oh, I don't even remember. I think it was like some random musical song.
Mine was Miley Cyrus's "The Climb."
I love. No, that's a classic.
Gosh.
That is a classic. Yeah, for talent.
I was just playing that the other day. Actually,
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like came on somewhere, and I was like, oh my God, throwback.
Yeah, but I think I came up with that because it was like one of the cards you had to fill out, at least for Texas. I don't know if you had to, but you had to write like a motto or like a saying you like live by. And I was like, I want to come up with something unique. So my mom and I brainstormed for like the longest time. And then we ended up coming up. I can't really take credit.
Yeah.
I don't really know who made it up because I was literally 9. But it was, I'm not wishing on a star, I'm chasing it. And we wrote it down and it stuck ever since.
And it's funny, at 23 years old now, you're still living by the same thing.
I still live by it. I think it's genius. And it's so true for like my entire life. And like any advice I could give is that. Because I do think it's like important. To manifest and like wish upon your star, have that star, but like that's not how you're going to make things happen.
Yeah, I think people sometimes forget that part too. Like wishful thinking is amazing, and I totally believe in the power of manifestation as well. But yeah, it's nothing without hard work.
Yeah, like I was watching Princess and the Frog last night, and actually,
were you?
Yeah, but that's like the heart of Princess of the Frog is like she's not just gonna wish on her evening star, but like she always believed in like the hard work and like making things happen. But then in the end, she got a little magic and she got to work hard. So like you said, it's like a joint effort. It's believing, it's manifesting, it's prayer, but it's also like putting the work and the time in.
Yeah. So that's all I have. I'm like, do y'all have any mottos that I need to know?
No, girl, this is not
y'all
you.
Had
yours.
Y'all have had such good nuggets.
We
though.
would hear yours.
I'm like, do y'all have one? Y'all put me on the spot.
A quote that to live by?
Yeah, or like to leave people with.
Go to the gym. No.
That's so on theme. That's very on brand. I love it. I love it.
Don't
it's
be
so
hungry.
true though.
Yeah. Like,
Don't be hungry, girl.
I think mine actually, I did have one too growing up. I don't know if I put it on my pageant paperwork, but mine was to whom much is given, much is required. So it pretty much to me means like we've been given and blessed with so much, and like God expects us to give it back. To like give it back to others, to give it back in our life, to put in more than you take. So that's mine.
I love it.
If I had to give a real one, mine's a little, like you said, cliche, but
I love to go to the gym
the mantra
though.
that I do live by is that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but it's so true. And
So true.
It applies to every aspect of life. Work, career, friendships, relationships, yourself. Like, you may not know it in the moment, but everything really does always work out. And it does happen for a reason. Like, kind of like what we were talking about, no. And no just means you're not done yet. Like,
it's next door.
Yeah, it just means there's more work to be done.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well,
I
that
love
was
it.
awesome. Thank you. Sorry. It's been amazing having
Thank you for having
so
me.
happy
I
today.
love it.
I know, us too.
I'm so excited to see all the podcast episodes when they're out.
Right, exactly. And we need to be in the music video. I'm not
No,
playing.
actually.
No,
We
literally
can be
come to
background
set.
dancers if you
No, I
need.
need people. So
Text
like
us.
literally come.
Text us
Are we gonna
the
have to
day.
learn a routine?
No, you don't have to. We also just need people
Because I
there.
could TikTok dance.
I could
don't
dance
know
for
about
real.
That too. Just be in the background.
Yeah.
We're trying to create like a club feel, and that's very club nowadays. You always see people in corners making TikToks. Go for it.
Okay, so period. We're gonna be
there.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and we're so happy that we got to spend this time with you. Next time on Like It or Not.
See ya.
Bye.